Hello, it's almost 12:12 on 12:12, and apparently that's the exact time of the full moon, and it's actually looks really awesome right now. I was like looking up, and like there's this big circle um, around it, and it just looks really cool. So if anybody's outside, or if anybody's like if anybody's still awake right now, I would take a look at it. It's pretty cool. I think I'm gonna turn this light off though. Yeah, that's a little bit better. It was just too much, I think. So I had another one of those rough days, I guess. It wasn't that rough, but a lot of mental activity. And like I said before, it's like the more I dig into this, the more questions I have about solutions to certain things. And it's like sometimes it gets a little much. Sometimes I get a little overwhelmed, but I'm not giving up. I don't care how hard it is. I don't care how many like in between dreams that I have to go through. I mean, it doesn't matter. It's all like worth it to like really take a look at all of my shit. Some things maybe wasn't ready to look at. Maybe there's still some things that I didn't know I had to look at still, or I never had the chance to look at because nothing came in to like show me that it was an issue. But yeah, it's like I told you, it's like you take out a big boulder, but then a piece of it is still there. And it's like, so I guess just going back to how people I'm close to, like I still care about what their opinion is. And I don't know if that's different than, like, I don't know if it should matter without affecting me. Like, being courteous, being respectful, and listening to someone else. That's how you show you care. It's not really about agreeing with them, but still sometimes, like, my experiences from the past, like something happens in my mind when someone's talking and like there's a certain tone or a certain topic, or just the way they say something, like it does it gets in, and like something happens, and I guess I'm just taking it personally. But if they're like giving me advice or like trying to like explain something that they see, it is kind of personal. And but and like and I know that this person was not attacking me. Like I know it deep on every level. Well, not every level, I guess, because something inside of me like felt like I had to defend myself and explain myself. But even though that happened, like I felt like I had to explain myself, it it wasn't I wasn't attacking them. I was just trying to explain myself. And but at the same time, it was like I didn't feel like I couldn't do it either. So maybe that's a little progress. Just feeling like that I could express like, but that whole conversation it ended up being okay in the end after it took a break or whatever. But it was 12:12. Yay. Let's go outside. Maybe you'll be able to see it. I don't know if you can see it from my balcony. Maybe you can. I know it's like right there, but let's see if we can see it. Aha! You see that big circle around it? Like, it looks kind of cool. So, yeah, hi. Wow. That's amazing. Yeah, that was kind of cool. So you did see that. I saw that in the computer, even though it was like above my head, and it's fine. You saw it. I saw that it was on the computer screen. So yeah, so just like feeling like it was okay to say something and not feeling like I couldn't. That might be some progress. Still have to work on feeling defensive though. And that's not with everybody either. I don't feel like I'm being attacked most of the time. I really don't feel that way most of the time. But again, it's just like a certain subject or a certain way something's said. That does. It just like something switches and I'm like 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 Bruce Lee, like my hands are up, my wall just like it just goes up, and at that moment I don't have complete control of like it going up, but then like just in the middle of that conversation recognizing that it did, and like trying to say like I can't, something happened and I can't hear what you're saying anymore. Like I don't know, it was I think that was the right words, like I really can't hear you right now. But it was up to them to hear that, and they couldn't hear that either. So like it was a little bit of drama, but not really drama, just misunderstanding, just a disagreement, a conversation that really wasn't a conversation again. Like that still happens, and I think that's gonna happen every now and then. So it's just something that happens between people because people are different and people are complicated, and so that's just going to happen sometimes, and then you deal with it, and then you just forget about it. And We did. We forgot about it. But I just told you that story just to, again, like, I'm processing this and I want you to see everything that's happening. And I'm not trying to do anything but show you what I'm going through. So, and you know, maybe just so, it's also for me to look at, because when I look at these, when I watch these, I do see more things about myself, and then like I judge myself, and then I was like, no, that's like, whatever, it's funny, or like, you're working on it, so it's okay. It's just more, it is more compassionate towards myself when I watch these. I'm not hypercritical anymore. I do want to improve, obviously, and I'm full of, I have a lot of energy. It was a really good dinner that my friend cooked, so she's awesome. I really love her. But yeah, it's like good energy. I have good energy right now, like solid energy. It's late, but I don't have to get up early if I don't want to. I just have to be at work, but not till the afternoon, so I'm not totally worried about it. Like, all my laundry's done, everything's clean, so I have to be okay with that. With, like, it's okay to rest and waste. It's not even a waste of time. It's just really like just recharging, because I mean, I've worked hard all my life. I mean, well, there was a period of time where that time with my sister where she opened her business, and I wasn't working that hard, I gotta be honest. I really wasn't, but it's just because I didn't like it. But at the same time, I was really depressed too, because like I was trying to be something that I wasn't. So that also, I guess, added to the just not doing anything. But this time, it's different. It's really just recharging and processing all of this stuff so that I can finally be free of it. Yeah, it's working too. Just, I guess, these last bits, are coming up with all the planets and the full moons and these gates, the portals that are opening up are pushing stuff out. And I'm praying, and my guardian angels are helping me to push things out that don't serve the higher purpose, that don't serve this new life that I'm about to enter. So yeah, it's a lot. And I think it's happening to everyone. Like, everyone is experiencing things that, like, it looks like hardships, it looks like trouble, it looks like something that's not good, like losing your job, or having a car accident, or like really, really fighting with, like, people in your life. Just, little things, even, eating food and, like, not being able to, like, take it like you used to, like just anything that doesn't really fit you anymore. The universe, that God and the angels, and it's pushing it out. Like it's like you're like a garden, right? And so like there's a whole bunch of weeds that need to be pulled, and that's what's happening right now. Like all these things that don't belong in your life are being weeded out. And it's not fun, it's not easy, but it's part of the process, and it's gonna be worth it. um yeah, like you know, no matter how long like a certain cycle or pattern or whatever has been in your life, even if you don't want to let go of it, it's going to be pushed out of your life. Yeah, it's going to be pushed out of your life if it doesn't fit the plan, because there is a plan. And yeah, we have choices and we have free will, but we're all really important. And if whatever we're doing is standing in the way of the greater good, the divine plan, it's not going to be able to stay. So just trust that. Trust that. If anything's happening that you're not happy with, that you don't like, just trust that like it's for a reason. And you'll know eventually. Probably you'll know eventually why that happened. If you look back on your whole life that you've already lived, you'll see those times where you wanted things to stay how they were, or you wanted to like have certain people in your life, and then like that was done. Like you see it was better that they're not in your life, you know? So just, you know, keep moving forward and stay grounded, stay present, pray, love yourself. Don't coddle yourself or other people, but stay in your power, like stay in your truth. Like, you know, it doesn't mean you can't enjoy what's there, but just knowing what you actually want and being open to that, you can enjoy something for what it is, because you know, like whatever else is going to come in is going to come in. And a lot of things are divinely guided. Like what God wants, God gets. Like it, you know, that even with kids, it's like if there's supposed to be someone born, and it has to be a certain DNA, like it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen regardless. So like just let go and relax, because God needs that kid here for whatever reason. He needed all of us here. All of us were planned. And even people like my parents are still together, but I know that there's a lot of parents that are not here any longer, or you know, some people like Some people did lose their mothers right after they were born, which, like, I can't imagine that. But you're here. Like, that happened. That had to happen for you to be here. And maybe that was her purpose, is to just bring you into the world. You know what I mean? And then, people that get divorced pretty much right after their baby's born, like, that's not an accident. It's not an accident. God brought people together so that you could be here. And that was the only reason that they were together, is so that you could be here. And, like, then the relationship served its purpose, and then you don't have both of your parents together in the same house, but that's not always a bad thing either, because you know that they both love you. And sometimes, having both parents in your life, like, depending on how they interact with each other, that's how you learn about relationships. That's how you learn to treat people who are close to you. So if there's any sort of unhealthy dynamic, then you're going to pick that up, and you're going to carry that with you until you're able to look at it and say, no, I don't want to treat people that I care about like that. It doesn't mean that, like, that's the wrong way. That's their way, and that's how they show, like, I mean, most of the time it's just like old shit that they didn't heal, like that the fear and the anxiety and the, like, maybe deep down knowing that the person's not going to leave them, that they're able to continue that. But it's like, if you treat a person a certain way and they let you treat them that way, then it's their choice too. So, but then you make your own choice on how you want to treat people and how you want to show up in the world. But you got to look at those things that you learned, that whatever you picked up, everything that you picked up, everything that you learned all your life. And once you can see what it is, once you can see how other people treat each other, and see the difference, and then once you see that, once you're aware of it, then you can make your choice. But, like, you have to stay aware of it. You have to stay conscious of it, because if you slack off, which, I mean, if you're comfortable with people, you might a little bit slack off and forget, and it's kind of like a rubber band. Damn it. Again, this information is available in many, 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 many different places. But if you're not ready to see it, you won't see it yet. But it's like all these people who have this awareness, like Eckhart Tolle and Jesus was the first one. But you know what? The difference between, I was talking to my friends tonight and talking about Amma and how people are worshiping her, but she's allowing them to worship her. Even though she's doing a whole lot of good things for people and really giving her time, she's still allowing people to worship her. which I think disempowers people. It doesn't empower people to, like, it doesn't, I don't know. That's just, maybe it's my opinion, but Jesus didn't do that. He was washing people's feet. He did not allow people to worship him and like serve him. He was like, no, no, no. Like, I want to teach you how to connect to God. And like, you do it through me. And like, I have lessons to teach you through parables and through example. So that's what I'm talking about. Like, he was like the greatest example ever. Like, and it's funny because like people want to worship. Like, they want to look outside themselves for the answers and but we're all a part of it. We're all a piece. Like, God is in us. He said it. The Holy Spirit is in us. He left us a helper. So, like, we all have a piece of God in us. Because that's how we exist. It's like his breath. So we're all equal to each other. And we all have our differences. We all have a different way of thinking, even if we're raised by the same people, even if we went to the same school, even like no matter what similar things that we did, we're all different. We all think differently based on our perception and our experience and our makeup, our soul. But we're all special. We're all really special. Every one of us. And if we could remember that, it might make a difference. It might make a difference in how we treat each other. Whoa, yeah, that came straight out of me. Like, I think that was more coming through me than my head. So I can't wait to see what I just said. Yeah, but it's true. I mean, you can find this enlightenment. Not even enlightenment. It's just more of a supreme knowledge or divine guidance. You can find it in the Bible. You could probably find it in Buddhist teachings. You can probably find it just about anywhere. But people just express it differently. Yeah, I don't think... Yeah, I know. And a lot of times, even if you have the information right at your fingertips, right in front of you, you might not actually feel it until you take the time to go within and find it for yourself. I think, yeah, again, nobody can give it to you. They can give you the information, they can help you along the way, but they can't make it stick. Like, they can try to drill it into you, like, but again, it's all about you and how you take it, and how you view yourself also. Yeah, a lot of it is about how you treat yourself, like what you say to yourself, how you talk to yourself is the biggest thing. Yeah. I mean, you can get praise from other people sometimes, but if you don't feel it, like if you're not telling yourself that, it's not going to be received by you. And other people can like put you down and insult you and tell you how wrong you are and what you should and shouldn't do. And if that's how you talk to yourself, then you'll accept that as truth, and it'll just make you feel worse, instead of like really looking at yourself and appreciating your own unique qualities, like what you have to offer. And sometimes being by yourself, like really, really being by yourself, not just at night by yourself, not just a day or two by yourself, like really by yourself without all the outside stimulus, without everybody else's words, whether they're good or bad, like whether they're encouraging or defeating or like condemning, like either or, like it's still going in, and like you can't find yours, you know, when there's so much coming at you, it's hard to find yours. So taking some time out for yourself to really be honest and look at yourself without anybody in your ear. That helps a lot. Even if it's just a month. Like maybe people only need a month by themselves to really see what's going on. Maybe someone needs a year. Maybe someone else needs 6 months. Maybe someone needs a week. Maybe someone needs 3 years. Who knows? But you're not going to know unless you take the time. You're not going to know who you are if you're just constantly listening to other people's opinions and thoughts, and like, you know, if they're like, this is how it is and that's it, you know, like it can't be. there yeah, and I know that like you can find this information everywhere. So if I wasn't brave enough, if I didn't pray, if God didn't help me, if the angels didn't, if God didn't take me out of that place and show me that the information was inside of me and in the Bible and like in other places as well, I might have like really believed that that was the only place I could get that information. And then but no, I kept looking. I didn't just leave and like go into this shell and just, you know, robotically just go to work and go home. And like, I kept looking for the information that I wanted. And I kept searching inside of myself. I kept looking at, like, this is how I'm talking to myself. This is what I'm saying. Like, is that true? Without like, when I asked, is it true? I really just looked at it and like, no, like this example and this example and this example. And like I looked at how I live like every day and how I interact with people. And yes, no, it's not always like wonderful and like super duper sweet or whatever. Not always, but most of the time I'm very courteous and very thoughtful. There's just sometimes where it's just like, something about someone or my mood that day, just kind of snap a little. And, after I do though, I catch myself and I go talk to the person. Usually there's still some that, I don't know, something about it, just whatever. But most of the time I try to work it out, just sometimes you just don't have time to like explain something to someone. You have 5 or 10 minutes to take care of something and to get everything done. You don't have time to like worry about being gentle and explaining something to someone who, but then you go back after when you do have time and then you talk to them about it and you kind of explain it. And then, it's up to them if they want to accept it or not. So, I mean, that's that. But yeah, I took a long look at like how I actually acted like with a bunch of different people. And I was like, that stuff is not true. And that stuff was partially true. And yeah, maybe that was true. But now that I see that that's actually true, then I can like do something about it. Before, when I couldn't see it, that it was true, like I didn't believe it and I didn't not believe it because I didn't have the time to look at it, because I was like doing all this stuff, cleaning 2 houses, working 5 and 6 days a week, driving like an hour to work and back home, and cleaning my own, like it was just, I didn't have time to really look at it and say, is this true or not? I didn't not believe it, and I didn't believe it at the same time. And so maybe that's what my therapist was talking about, is giving space for both. So once I stepped out of that, where I'm like being bombarded, maybe not really attacked, but just like bombarded with this comment and that comment and like everybody else's opinion or like 2 cents or whatever. Like once I was able to like stop the outside voices, then I had time to look at those comments and like really look at them and see, yeah, like, okay, maybe this was a little true, or maybe this was true. And like then when I did figure out it was true, then I was able to go in and look, why am I doing that? Like, what's my motivation? How come I am like not being able to be clear And how come, like, I just was able to ask more of the right questions when I didn't have everybody else telling me what was right, like what I should do. I had time to figure it out on my own and like find the questions that I needed to ask myself. So, yeah, sometimes we just need to shut out the outside noise so we can look at the internal noise. And once we look at the internal noise and like we can sit with it and really think about it, then we can find the truth. So, oh my God, these are getting longer. Shit. Okay, that's enough for tonight. I'm gonna go, but I hope that said something to you. I hope you understood some of that, and I will talk to you soon.